Hey guys, welcome back. I just wanted to do a quick weekend video update. So we have been monitoring two scenarios, right? And number one is this running flat that's taking place in a minor B of C wave, right? So in this case, you can see that this was the downtrend channel we were watching. We broke out of it, failed last week, and again broke out on Friday. So in this scenario, I would expect a top touch of this upper channel holding as resistance, right? And probably find rejection on near the 4-hour 200-day, right? Close to 3855 before this wave is over, right? We're done with this B wave and we come down for this larger C wave. So this is still primarily what I'm watching. Alternatively, what I'm watching is also, I've shown you guys this bull version last week as well, where we would kind of just run up to like 3,900, 4,000, right? Before you have the next level down to like 3,300, 32,000. So in both cases, bottom is not in. We're just kind of debating as to how high this bear rally is going to go, right? So let's look at the dollar for clues, right? In both the scenarios, one of the two things are going to happen. Either this is your ABC wave, in which case, right, this will stay over 111 on the dollar. And if it does, then we should be able to run up to the top of the channel. Otherwise, what's more likely is this entire thing, right, is you see wave to the downside and we come touch the bottom of this channel. And if this is the case that's playing out for the dollar, and I'd say if we start to break below 111, I think 108 is very likely, right? Then equities should have enough of a pressure pump in them to push up to 4,000. Otherwise, like I said, if it continues to get supported here, then it's more likely that this is your 1-2, right? This entire wave here is your 1, your wave 2, and a 3, 4, 5 to the top of the channel. And again, like I said, it's more likely a running flat, right? Get rejected here, and then you have this massive downside wave to finish off the chart process. And let's look at the yields as well. We have been waiting, right, for weeks to tag the top of the channel. We have tagged the top of the channel that we have been looking for. And now I I don't want to seem, I don't want to say, hey, the yields are top. I still, as long as, right, I'd say 4% is kind of the level. I like it to hold over, right? If it breaks below 4%, then it's more than likely top, and we're probably gonna come test the bottom of this channel, right? Otherwise, as long as it bases over here, I can see that the yields can still push up to 4.5, 4.7%. So yeah, it's kind of what I have for the yields and kind of what's important. With that being said, let's kind of look at this week's watch list, right? This is kind of the channel I have Rivian in. We've obviously broken in the channel. We're just kind of consolidating in between. And this is obviously support, right? So I think when Rivian breaks 30.5 again, it has a gap to fill at 27.5. So it should be an easy 10%, 11% move to the downside. So that's the reason I have Rivian puts on there, right? I could still see it consolidate a little bit, but I see it coming down like this. So it's kind of what I have. For Rivian, the next one is BABA. I have been adamant saying China's not bottom, not bottom, though everyone was trying to buy the dip, right? But now, again, though I don't think it's bottomed yet, right? This chart for BABA has been playing out relatively well. And we can see that right now, it's sitting at the 1 point, right? If I fib it, you can see that's sitting below the 1.8% fib. So I think as long as it breaks over 65, should be able to run up to 69, right? 70 for that oversold bounce. Again, I'm still waiting for this bottom of this channel to tag, right? Before I can say that China's kind of bottom. So the next one I have is Coinbase, right? Before I do coin, let's look at Bitcoin. I still have Bitcoin in this downtrend channel, right? And it's just kind of consolidating below this bear flag. As long as it stays below, 20.2K, I still think Bitcoin has more downside to come. And with that being said, if you look at coin, you can see this is the trend line. It's just kind of consolidating, same as Rivian below the trend line. So I do think it is eventually going to come down to $50. So that's the reason I have coin puts on here, right? And the next one I have is Square. Again, this would kind of depend on if the market is bullish, right? If it is bullish, then I think Square could easily be one of those runners, right? Where it should be able to push up to like 63, 64, and Square moves pretty easily, so that's an easy 12% move. So yeah, Square, if it can break over 58, I think it should be able to run up to 64, 66 pretty easily. So that's the reason I have Square on this week's watch list. right? And the last but not the least, the one I have on this week's watch list is actually Airbnb. And again, Airbnb, we know that again, this is the overhead supply, right? You can see it's kind of making a head and shoulders pattern. So it does have a gap to fill at 125, which could act as a magnet. But yeah, 120 to 125 is the easy put buying range, right? And I can definitely in 3 to 4 weeks see it come down to 90 bucks at the very least. So I think Airbnb again would make a pretty great put play, right? So that's kind of all I have for this week's watch list. Have a great day.